everybody, what's up? It's your girl Bondi Blue and I am back for another Bondi Blue show. Alright y'all, I got a couple of topics, but you know what? Let's go ahead and start off with B. Simone. Okay, there's been so much conversation about B. Simone. First of all, when the George Floyd situation happened, B. Simone was one of the celebrities that were pointed out for their chicoonery, shall I say, okay? And it is because she felt that she was trying to, you know, remain a Christian. And so she didn't want to respond like an angry black woman. She wanted to respond like a Christian. Because apparently Christians don't get upset when they see people, you know, murdered unjustly. I say, tell that to Jesus, okay? Tell that to Jesus, because folks was really upset when they crucified him, okay? Not to say it's the same type, you know, I mean, it's the same type of situation, is it not? Except for, you know, of course, there is no martyr involved in the George Floyd. Nobody chose to die that day. But you know what I'm saying. It just was a very ignorant comment to make. Nobody wants to hear how you're separating yourself from the black community at a time like this. So I was upset from there. However, I tell you all the time, I don't cancel people, okay? If I enjoy something that they do, they make me upset, I take a break from them, they do something else I enjoy, I might come back. It's what happens, okay? I might listen to Trina this week for all I know, okay? I haven't listened to Doja Cat as much as I used to, but all she gotta do is put out another good album and I'll be back on her. I mean, music is music for me, and artists are artists for me. So I don't cancel folks. So I wasn't even in that frame of mind when everybody called themselves canceling B. Simone, when she said that she wasn't going to, you know, date or didn't want to date any men with a 9-to-5. She needs an entrepreneur. She needs a hustler, a drug dealer. Okay, she didn't say that. But the girl was talking about her lifestyle and how she doesn't want to be with someone who can't cope or, you know, live with her lifestyle. She needs somebody who can move and sway with her. And I totally understand that, okay? Like, for instance, I want to go somewhere. I can't go nowhere because my husband has to work. So I can't go nowhere without him, okay? That's just not how we work. So I'm here until he can go somewhere, okay? So I understand how she feels about being with somebody whose, you know, schedule and stuff like that can flow with yours. I didn't understand why everybody got so upset about that. Oh, that was so ignorant. People who work 9-to-5s have money. People who work 9-to-5s don't always be at work. Blah, 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 blah. But people who run their own businesses, people who, you know, have their own hours, can do what they want to do for the most part. But then on the other side of that is people who have to work all day because they're the only people that work at their business. So they may have to work even more than somebody that works the 9-to-5. So yeah, it was an ignorant statement as far as, girl, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, okay? Because you can be with somebody with a 9-to-5 that can do more than an entrepreneur that's got to make sure they there every day to open and close their business, okay? So yeah, I understood where everybody was with that. Like, girl, why is you saying this stupid stuff? But a lot of people's aggravation with B. Simone comes from her thirstiness. Like, she wants the baby and he don't want her. And every time we hear her talking, it's about the man that she wants. Like, you know, and it's just obnoxious to see a beautiful woman be so thirsty for a man, okay? Like, there's a difference between admitting that you need a man and being thirsty for one. And B. Simone comes off as thirsty. It's a part of her comedy, but it bleeds over into people's perception of her personality. So when that 9-to-5 comment was made, everybody was looking at her like, I know your thirsty ass ain't talking, okay? Now, I wasn't mad because your preference is your preference. I don't give a shit about who you want to date. I don't understand why Tory Lanez or anybody else is upset about her preference and who she want to date. That's her business, not mine, okay? Now, from there, just recently, we've been ribbing her, especially her book that she came out with, where she talks about how she manifested the life that she wanted, okay? She manifested the life that she wanted, and she wrote a pamphlet about it. The pamphlet was not put together well, and people were putting out videos of how the shit was coming out of the encasing when she was trying to show everybody, and how somebody bought the book, and the book was terrible. It just looked like printout pages. So it was obvious from there that B. Simone does not care about quality. It's about selling something and making money off of you people, because at the end of the day, I'm funny and I have social media presence that does not always equal dollars. So I have to sell you something. I haven't sold y'all a lot of, I haven't come up with my own business as far as something to sell y'all yet, because I don't want to sell y'all just no anything. And I'm damn sure not going to outsource people to write a book for me. Okay, and then when it comes in shitty packaging, I'm going to resell that to people. That's not what I do, because I care about quality. B. Simone don't care about quality. Okay, so she sold y'all that book and then didn't know that some of the pages in her book were printed off of Pinterest. Okay, the company who she hired printed some of that shit off of Pinterest. Okay, and somebody said that B. Simone's manager was on a fake Judge Face show for doing some grimy, underhanded shit. Okay, so sometimes the people that we work with are not always legit. Okay, they're not always up to cuff, but we be trying to support. All right, and this is one of those situations. Now, B. Simone has come out and said she had no idea, and that she is making up for it. She has contacted the people that the ideas were stolen from, and she's there to fix it, and she's transparent. And Meek Mill came out to defend her, and everybody was like, shut your ass up. You know what I'm saying? We still trying to understand why your pants never long enough, stuff like that. Meek just, sometimes Meek works on my nerves, because when the George Floyd thing happened, I felt like he was unusually quiet, and then he was talking about how, we need to forgive B. Simone, and people was like, but didn't you, do all of that music with Drake after you said that he had stole, or he had other people writing his lyrics? You real selective with who you like to champion, but we're all selective with who we like to champion. I just thought it was funny how people was getting in his ass like, you need to mind your mother business, okay? But ultimately, I would never cancel B. Simone over this foolishness. Like, it's just not that serious to me. It's funny, it's messy. You know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, that's not what you want to see from your black creatives, because you're supposed to be a creative, so why still, But it happens. And I've seen so many white girls steal from black women. If B. Simone stole something from a little white girl, I just cannot be that upset about the irony. Oh, it finally happened to you, didn't it? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck out of here. But yeah, y'all, B. Simone is not canceled in my book, but old girl might want to, look at her team members and, fire some folks. And also, you might want to care about quality and stop putting out bullshit just to make money off of people. I understand, girl, but that's just still how I feel. Moving on, y'all. Billy Porter made some of y'all mad when he penned a letter and read it aloud to y'all about how the black community needs to support the black gay community and the black trans community. And a lot of people felt like this was going to distract us from the, Black Lives Matter movement. And I feel like, no, I think this is the perfect time to bring attention to how some of y'all react like your oppressors, okay? Y'all treat people the way your oppressors treat you when you don't agree with something. You don't like that people are gay, so you treat gay people bad, okay? You teach your children to be homophobic by the things that you say to them, and so on and so forth. Okay, so no, I totally agree with Billy Porter, and I said the same thing in my last video where I talked about how they beat up that trans woman, and somebody was like, oh well, she had hit some teenage girl, and I'm like, I don't care what happened, honestly. And if this person wasn't about to kill somebody, I don't understand why a group of people decided it was their business to beat up one person to that extent. What I saw was some savagery. What I saw was not okay, and I don't care what happened before. You let one person whip their ass. You don't let a crowd whip their ass. Okay, that's just, I didn't agree with that at all, and I don't care. Okay, so I agree with Billy Porter, and y'all may not want to hear that, but that's the truth. Y'all want to be selective about the black lives you care about, even as black people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not here for that. Y'all need to feel like that about all of us, because when they do that to a subgroup of us, they will do it to all of us. Just like I tell y'all that it's not okay for some of y'all black people to act like what's going on with the Mexicans don't have nothing to do with you. Why? Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that way? Anything that they'll do to them, they will do to you. Okay? Just like, you know, for white people, even though, you know, the Black Lives Matter thing, obviously because on a greater scale, it happens to us. But y'all see how they pushed that 75-year-old man down and had him bleeding from the head. And even the president is trying to make him look like some terrible person to make it okay for why y'all would do that to an old white man. Okay? But if they'll do that to us, they'll do it to them. And that's what they don't understand. They, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's always hiding behind their bullshit. But ultimately, what terrible people will do to one group of people, they will cross the line and do it to another group of people. And that's why everybody should care when somebody does something terrible and unjust to another person. That's why. Because it can happen to you. I agree with Billy Porter. Y'all might be mad. I don't really care. I'm not in a headspace anymore to not speak out about these things because I don't want to ostracize those of my followers that are homophobic. I don't even know why you following me at this point. I'm bisexual, okay? Like, you shouldn't even be following me. But shout out to Billy Porter for saying what he said. At the end of the day, it needed to be said. And then y'all saw in Brooklyn how all of those thousands of people showed up for the Black Trans Lives Matter protest that they had. And I was like, man, shout out to them, because it does matter that Black trans people are killed or come up missing and nobody's investigating their deaths because the police department doesn't care about Black trans people, just like they don't care about anybody else Black. And that's why we should fight for them, because they fight for us at the end of the day. They are us, whether y'all want to admit that or not. Y'all, Dave Chappelle, man. Y'all love Dave Chappelle. I've loved Dave Chappelle for as long as I can remember. And what I mean by this is there have been times when all I had on my iPod was a Dave Chappelle special. And I'm listening to it over and over again as I go to sleep. Like, I know the words to some of his comedy shows. Like, for what it's worth, I know that like the back of my hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know his work verbatim. Like, he is very influential on me and how I express things to y'all in videos. You know what I'm saying? Y'all may not know that, but I pick from all of the greats that I watch, and Dave Chappelle is one of those people. And some of y'all don't like Dave Chappelle because his last comedy show, y'all saw it as transphobic. I didn't see it that way. I didn't see it that way at all. I honestly feel like for him to, you know, have a conversation with somebody in the first place, to have an understanding of something, shows that he's not a phobic of anybody. Just because, you know, somebody doesn't express things in a way that you want them to express it doesn't mean that they are a phobic. You know what I'm saying? But his conversation that he had about the trans community had a lot of people upset, but I was not one of them. Okay? Because when I watched it, I didn't get what they got from it. So, you know, whatever you feel, that's on you. How I feel is on me. So he comes out with 846. Okay, it is the time he was born, and it is also the amount of time that George Floyd had his neck knelt on. Okay, so this comedy show was only 27 minutes long. It's on Netflix. It's by Netflix on YouTube. Let me specify, because everybody was looking for it on Netflix. It's not on Netflix. It's on Netflix's YouTube page. Okay, and the pain in his voice is striking. Like, I don't even know how else to you know, you have to watch it to understand, because I saw somebody else say that before I watched it. And when I watched it, I understood that as a Black man, no matter how rich he is very much grounded in who he is, and he's always talked about these types of things. And he even commented on Don Lemon, and he made me look at the situation differently. Because when Don Lemon was calling out a lot of the celebrities that weren't saying anything, I was, you know, right along with him. Because some of y'all, like the B. Simones of the world, y'all want to be on the right side of shit for y'all money, but at the end of the day, you are Black, and your money doesn't save you all the time. So this is what you should care about when you are an entrepreneur and you run your own business, and you're not really at people's mercy in the same way as you are at a job where you can go in and get fired. You know what I'm saying? So I understood what Don Lemon was saying, but when Dave Chappelle in his comedy show said, I'm not going to speak over what these people are doing out there in the streets don't need me to speak for them, because they're speaking for themselves right now. I'm gonna play it back and play my position. My position is not to come up and speak over them as if I'm some, you know, civil rights activist, when that's not what he is, you know. But he talked about a lot of things. He talked about what it was like for him to watch the video. He talks about Candace Owens and her stanky and she got upset and was like, you know, well, I would like to have a conversation with him face to face, and see if he would say that to my face and we can debate. And it's like, Candace, nobody is going to give you a debate, sis, because you're not working on common sense. You're not even working on facts, okay? You're a puppet master for racist white people who wants someone with our skin tone to say the things that they believe. Okay, that's all she is. All right. And so when Dave Chappelle, who has seen her video trying to make, you know, trying to dress George Floyd down and basically telling people don't care about him because he was a criminal, that was basically what she was saying. Don't care about him because he's a criminal. And most black people are the criminals. Like, she was actually saying these things as a black woman. She's so ignorant, I cannot. So he spoke about her. He also said, you know, I'ma tell it like Azalea, letting y'all know that shit that happened between him and Azalea Banks actually happened. I didn't doubt her for a second. When she said it, I was like, yeah, she's coherent. You know, yeah, she telling the truth. They're both weird black people. You know, they're both black people that hang around a lot of white people. So for me to see them together, that makes sense in my head. But he spoke about a lot of things. He even spoke about the few times that black people have killed police officers, how they have been military, in their minds they're fighting acts of terror. You know, he made some good points in that 27 minutes. It wasn't even as funny as it was reflective and entertaining just to watch somebody reflect on something in his mind. You know what I'm saying? Y'all should watch it though. It was really good. Moving on, y'all. Terence J and Marlon Wayans. Y'all, I don't know what was going on in this video, but you could see Marlon Wayans and Terence J on live arguing back and forth with one another. And Terence J is like, nah, you only made it because of your brother, and you know, I had to stand on my own feet. He was saying stuff like that to Marlon, and Marlon was like, no, you gotta respect my brother. You gotta respect him bringing his family with him and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, let me tell you something. You can say a lot of things about the Wayans brothers, but you can never say that they're talentless. That entire family, Keenan brought up all of his siblings because all of them were talented. All of them. Which is why they deserve to be the Wayans family as we see them. This wasn't something where somebody was handing shit to Keenan and allowing Keenan to employ his unfunny family members. His unfunny family members were behind the scenes, okay? His older brother was behind the scenes, okay? Even Kim, after a while, Kim became more of a writer on a lot of their shows than she was acting out in the forefront after In Living Color was over. But they were just arguing back and forth, and I was like, I don't know what's going on here, you know? But then they came out and said it was a skit and it was a joke, and nobody believed it, okay? So let me read y'all what they say on the Jasmine brand so we can get a clearer picture of what's going on. Terence J and Marlon Wayans appear to be embroiled in the latest celebrity beef after an Instagram live session between the two entertainers went viral. The conversation quickly escalated into an argument about nepotism, in which Terence J insinuated that Marlon Wayans' career wouldn't exist without the help of his already famous older brother, Keenan Ivory Wayans. Terence J said, let me school you on something. Marlon Wayans, you ain't gonna school me on nothing. I'm a grown-ass man. Terence, this ain't all about your family. Your family can't bail you out on this one, Marlon. Let me tell you something about family. I don't never need them to bail me out of nothing. You gonna respect the tribe. Tell me another family that has done what we've done. You're disrespecting the culture. Terence, you were absolutely disrespecting the culture. My nigga, you wouldn't be able to be as successful if it wasn't for the Wayans brothers. Let's be very clear about how the Wayans brothers were a part of the fabric of black entertainment in the 90s. And if it were not for them having shows and all of that type of stuff, a lot of black people wouldn't probably be able to do the things they've done, because white people always need to see it work first. They always need to see the visual first, and then they'll put their money behind somebody. You know what I'm saying? And another thing is, like I said, it's not like to me, nepotism is when people don't deserve to be there and their parents help them get there. Like, all of them boys have all, you know, everybody's funny. Everybody does their own thing. And in all honesty, in a black community, I don't even think you can call it nepotism. We have to help our family. We have to, because most of us are not in the same positions. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible, but we're not like white people with all of these, you know, generations of wealth and passing shit down on one another. You think he was supposed to not bring his brothers and his family with him? That would have been a disservice to all of us. Terence says, get off of Keenan Ivory Wayans' lap just for 2 seconds. Some of us have to make it on our own. That's all I'm saying. Marlon, nigga, I know you talking crazy. Terence is extremely crazy in the way he was talking. Like, you out your damn mind. Terence J even went to the great lengths of barking as a nod to his fraternity to illustrate that he had to pursue an education to become successful. Bro, I'm a self-made millionaire. It's called North Carolina A&T Omega Psi Phi. Ruff ruff. I'm like, you old puppy ass nigga, shut up. So of course the internet reacted. Feeling the heat from the public, the former 106 in Park host, okay, and not even the good era of 106 in Park, let's be very clear, okay, says that it wasn't a real beef but a parody for an upcoming show. The Awful Truth with Me and Marlon is a comedy parody show, not real. The segment is called What Haters Say. New episode today. Please tell the people in the back. And we just don't believe him. We don't believe him. And I haven't seen Marlon say anything. So I don't believe it. I think Terence J is full of shit and said that because he didn't want the backlash, and I think that Marlon is cool enough to just continue on with his day and not say nothing back. But I was just like, Terence J, you done lost your motherfucking mind with that comment. I was just like, how dare you? And it's like, it's not even just about his family members. Like, I don't know if y'all know, but almost every comedian that came off of Keenan's back on In Living Color, like everybody, I mean, Kim Coles, who then went to Living Single, David Allen Greer, his career is extremely extensive. He's hilarious, okay? Tommy Davidson, little pretty lady, and it signs some autographs and damn thing, show boing boing, okay? Jamie Foxx, who became, you know, okay, damn near EGOT over there with Jamie Foxx. I'm just saying, there's so many people who have become successful and you know, namesakes in the black community because of In Living Color, including Jim Carrey, okay? So I'm just looking at Terence J like, sir, you have not created for yourself an inkling of what any of them have created for themselves. Do you have a line of movies that changed, you know, parody history? Like, really? Terence J, child, you and that girl that you hosted with, y'all just always working on somebody's nerves. All right, y'all, and then Nicki Minaj, y'all. Is Nicki Minaj pregnant? It looks like it. It looks like she and Mr. Petty have, you know, been pumping over there, okay? But let me tell y'all something. Nicki Minaj and Tekashi 6ix9ine came out with their song Trolls, and I feel like because everything was going down, they didn't have a chance to, you know, do the visuals and everything, so they just came out with the video. And y'all, everybody has such a real reaction to it, mostly because they got on live, so Nicki Minaj can tell everybody how she feels about snitches, because, you know, 6ix9ine took this opportunity to remind us about all of the snitches in the music industry that worked for Rockefeller and Snoop Dogg, and how they all got off. You know, back in the day, they, you know, go to court and everybody gets off except for Lil Kim. Let's be very clear, okay? Lil Kim is one of the only people who have ever went to jail because they wasn't about to tell on everybody, and then got out and it was all love, and, you know, and then she was a Puerto Rican and we ain't know it no more. But either way, let me read y'all what they say. Chart-topping rapper Nicki Minaj and controversial musician Tekashi 6ix9ine celebrated their release of their latest collaboration, Trolls. Now, I like Nicki's part on that song, and I actually think the beat is off the chain. Like, it's a great song. I don't like Tekashi, y'all. I'm just not gonna like Tekashi, and that's just what it is. I don't like who he is. He's a troll by trade, and I just not a fan, okay? But interestingly enough, their conversation addressed the topic of snitching. Tekashi 6ix9ine went viral for outing fellow rappers like Cardi B and Jim Jones, along with his former gang cohorts during his highly publicized racketeering trial last year. I'm gonna tell you why 6ix9ine can't say nothing to me. Because if 6ix9ine were black, he would still be in jail. Rapper or not, he would still be in jail. But because he turns into, you know, Cofendit Hernandez or whatever the fuck his last name is, okay, and he goes in jail and plays like he's not really about that life and puts all of those black men in jail, and then he gets out to make music with Nicki Minaj and then point out how everybody else was a snitch, and it's like, you know, let's be very clear. You didn't get the same treatment as somebody black with your same situation would have gotten treated. So that's why I don't care about anything that he has to say. Because Daniel got off because Daniel looks like a white boy. I'm sorry, you can't convince me otherwise, okay? And it's because I feel like it's not that the dudes messed over you and you couldn't snitch and all of this. It's that you were fully a part of a lot of the things that happened. And you should still be in jail right now. Especially since we saw you call that hit on Chief Keef. Like, you should be in jail right now. And the only reason you're not is because you're not black. Due to his cooperation with the authorities and his compromised immune system, he was released on, oh, he got a compromised immune system, boy, get the fuck on. But Nicki Minaj told Tekashi that she feels the public shouldn't blur the lines between street and business, okay? And I'm like, I don't know what you talking about, Nicki, because she was basically saying, you know, when it comes to rappers, y'all shouldn't be saying anything, but if you were a thug and you really live that life, then you can say what you want to. And I'm like, you know, you're talking about not blurring the lines, but there are so many of y'all who do blur the lines. Like, can we be honest and say that Snoop got off, but he probably did that shit? Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's been blurring the lines for years, Nicki, so I don't want to hear that shit from you. But, you know, she had to say something because she wanted to come at Meek. This was all about let me get back at Meek and all of that shit. Because, you know, she's in constant competition with him and his old lady. I feel street niggas have a right to feel how they want to motherfucking feel because they in the field. And, you know, I'm not on a block with 6ix9ine. We in the music business, so you rappers in rooms all the time with people with sketchy past, and I'm not judging anybody. My husband doesn't fuck with the snitch culture, and I respect him because he's lived a different life. But y'all want to make it rap 1 minute and street the next minute. She also added, I feel rappers need to play it easy because everybody integrates with everybody. And if a top executive rap call one of y'all unsigned rappers right now, y'all signing. And look, I agree with her about that. At the end of the day, we all trying to make it out and y'all want to talk, but when it come down to it, money talks the most. And I feel like it's not even just that 6ix9ine snitch, it's about his whole persona, who he is as a white Latina, appropriating black culture, you know, living that life, putting shit on camera, and then he gets to go to jail for 5 minutes while everybody else is gonna be there for their whole life. I don't care who you are. I feel like we can all look at that and feel some type of way about that, Nicki. And that's just how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? But Nicki, I personally feel like at the end of the day, she gonna do what she wanna do, but I'm not a fan of her working with, you know, Daniel. I'm just not. I would have rather her give that track or give that, you know, feature to somebody else instead of him. And also, I don't care about him wearing lace front wigs. Like, I don't care about him, so why would I care about him wearing lace wigs? But apparently a lot of y'all rappers is upset about it. And yeah, y'all, I think she pregnant. I think she pregnant and she just don't want to announce it yet. But I'm like, why are you sitting there with your big ass titties and ruffled panties over your stomach and now you want to not answer whether you pregnant or not? She just be so thirsty for attention sometimes. I feel like Nicki Minaj doing music with 6ix9ine was an example of her not growing out of a certain mindset yet. You know what I'm saying? And then this comment that she made in a song about that real ass couldn't keep your nigga. She said it twice. Lovely T says she thinks she's talking about Beyonce, and I'm like, I hope Nicki's not talking about Beyonce, because the last thing we need is for, you know, this beef between the Barbs and the Beehive, and some of y'all are Barbs and Beehive, so I don't know how y'all feel about Nicki Minaj coming at Beyonce about her real butt. And let me tell you something, a real butt may not be able to keep a nigga either, but it also doesn't leak on the sofa. Okay, that leaky booty of yours can talk all you want to. Oh, you know, that real booty didn't keep your nigga home. Yeah, and that leaky booty didn't keep none of them niggas you was messing with neither. Okay, or make them act right the way you wanted to and all of this and that. Like, the fuck out of here. I would much rather have a real ass than a leaky one. I don't care about how it keeps a nigga or not. Okay, child, last time I checked, nothing keeps a nigga. Okay, you can be the perfect woman and they will still do what they want to do. I.e. Halle Berry and Eric Benet. Like, we've learned this lesson. It don't matter. Okay, none of that matters. We're just sad you felt the need to, you know, pump your ass with whatever that is, fix a flat, so that you could do what? Do what? Like, you would have been, I feel like she would have been successful without that. But yeah, y'all think she's talking about Beyonce? She don't want that smoke. I don't think she does. If she want that smoke, child, I can't argue. I can't argue with people like that. And in continuation to stories from last week, Evelyn Lozada speaks on Carl Crawford's domestic violence arrest and denies that he abused her during their relationship. Listen, y'all, I never said that he abused her. I don't think he did because there's no evidence of it. I said that she likes a certain type of personality. okay? And I think one of the reasons why they're not together anymore is because she's not somebody that he can control. So instead of beating her ass, he just decided to let her ass go, okay? Besides, she'll never keep none of them men that she be messing around with, which says a lot about her, okay? It say a lot about them men, but it say a lot about the men she chooses, which says a lot about her, okay? So she had to tell us he ain't never hit her, and I'm like, nobody said he did, bitch. Just said that you have a type, and it makes sense. But I would never say that that girl's story isn't true just because we haven't heard anything about him. Do you know how many rich niggas cover up terrible stories about themselves all the time, okay? Child, don't sleep. Because they got something crazy behind Carl Crawford's eyes. Please believe me. And Michael Siebel fills Alexis Ohanian's seat and becomes Reddit's first black board member. Okay, we heard about that. And I just wanted to let y'all know they had filled that position with a black person. And I was wondering, would they do that? You know, would they follow through? And they did. So I'm glad about that. And I want to see a continuation of this because Walmart, McDonald's, Target, there are so many companies where black people spend all of their hard-earned money. We deserve to have people that look like us reflected on your boards, okay? Because every 5 years or so y'all do something racist and we gotta threaten to take our dollar from y'all. Y'all check my Instagram. There's a boycott going on for the rest of this month. You know, certain days you boycott certain companies. Like I think on the 23rd you might boycott Amazon and all online shopping that's not black owned, okay? Stuff like that. You get your stuff on the other days. You don't go to grocery chains on Monday or something like that. It's on my Instagram. But I'm about showing that I will take my money elsewhere. I am all down for that. So y'all check out my Instagram. I might post it on here too. So if y'all want to be a part of, you know, the collective boycott that we're doing, you can be a part of it as well. But I'm ready to let people know that y'all can play if y'all want to, but we will not patron y'all and happily watch your business fall, just like we happily watch all the Karens and Kevins get fired from their jobs. It's like, you know, porn for us at this point, watching racist people lose their job. You are about to lose your job. I say you are about to lose your job. I love it, y'all. I love it. All right, y'all, that's it. That's all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love y'all. I can't say it enough. I do. I'll see y'all in the next one.